Hey, it's Skelemystyk. I am here today in the Cali Barrows of Mirage to talk to you about some things that have been in my mind so far as the game theory and where the arcs are going. I've been thinking about it for a long time, kind of putting everything together in my head, but I haven't really said anything about it. But the other day, Awesome the Sauce, and by the way, I'll post his video about that down here, the link to it in the description here. Awesome the Sauce talked about Malori and what he thinks Malori has to do with this. Now, way back in February, whenever Polaris started, I thought Mellori was kind of out of place. There's something like fishy in this. There was something fishy in Las Vegas about it. Let's put it that way. As far as Mellori goes, but now we've got a little bit more information, just a little bit more. And I guess that the best way to present what I'm thinking about is just to come right out, smack it in the face, and present it to the public. I think that Mellori might very well be the bat for the third world. Now, what makes me think this is, let's go ahead and post this little disclaimer up here that R.L. Guthrie's talked about the bat being a shapeshifter. Now, I don't know about the vampire part, even though Mellori is really pale. And we haven't ever actually seen her out in the bright sunlight. That part's just kind of funny, but anyway. The point of the whole thing being is that the bat's a shapeshifter and a deceiver and could be anybody. Now, in the movies, if you think about it, whenever they have a whodunit or a murder or whatever in the movies, the person who actually did it is usually the person that the plot casts the least suspicions on. It's a person who's around the whole time, but is seemingly innocent, doesn't have any like real guilt stuck to them, or any kind of, doesn't look like they have any malicious intent or anything like that. But at the end of the show, you find out it was that person the whole time. So that's one of my reasons, sort of, for thinking that it might be Mellori. Mellori followed us around in Polaris, didn't say much, was at least reasonably helpful, but kept everything that she had in mind close to the glove. Whenever we went to talk to the Oracle, she wanted to talk to the Oracle too, but she didn't want us to hear what she said. And that, I mean, maybe it's privacy, but then again, maybe it's a foreshadowing. Mellori is definitely my candidate for the third arc villain. It's possible that what happened with Mellori here, and Mellori is supposed to be Baba Yaga's daughter, but Grandmother Raven's child at the same time. Is that child or grandchild? She is, after all, Grandmother Raven, not mother. I mean, I know you have to be a mother to be a grandmother, but maybe Baba Yaga was Grandmother Raven's daughter, and Mellori is Baba Yaga's daughter after that. That's possible, but I think what's more likely is that whenever, way back in history, whenever Old Cobb and Grandmother Raven were doing their doings and whatnot like that, and they had the parting of the ways, and Old Cobb was imprisoned, whenever you're having a really serious, painful, social thing like that, and you fear that your children are in danger, what you do is you hide your children. You put them with someone where you think they'll be safe. That's what you do with your children. Now, I don't know about Rasputin, but perhaps Mellori was Raven's favorite child, and she saw the opportunity, and maybe Baba Yaga isn't really her daughter, her biological daughter. I mean, they don't look anything alike at all, other than the kind of weird eye thing that goes on with them. Baba Yaga's eyes are kind of crazy, and Mellori's eyes are just a little bit crazy. But perhaps that's what happened, was Grandmother Raven hid Mellori with Baba Yaga to hide her from Old Cobb, but then she ended up being able to imprison Old Cobb, and the game changed or whatever else, and she decided that maybe that was a good place to keep Mellori hidden. And perhaps Mellori will be like Morganth, who didn't start out to be an evil character, but circumstances pretty much turned her to that. Maybe Mellori isn't evil right now. Maybe she doesn't know about the facts of her heritage, and that was what she was asking the Oracle about. But I think that she either doesn't know what her heritage is and is going to be like Darth Vader and come into it, Or even worse, she does know what her heritage is, and right now she's waiting and biding her time for her perfect opportunity to slip in there and try to take control of everything. That would fit right in with the whole deceiver, the shape-shifting vampire plan thing. I know that didn't sound very intelligent, but that's you get the idea. So I've got to say, I think it's very possible, and the situation kind of allows for it, that Mellori may very well be the Bat either now or in the future. She either knows what her heritage is and is plotting, or she doesn't know what her heritage is, and the storyline is leading her into it like Morganth got led into her path. I've also got to say that on a side note, I further suspect that our final battle won't be with Cobb, and it won't be with the Bat or Malori or any of those. I suspect our final battle is going to be with Grandmother Raven. Why is that? Because if Mellori is really her child, and Mellori really ends up being the Bat, and we defeat and or hurt or kill Mellori, that Grandmother Raven is going to come after us, suspecting that, as she was saying back in Polaris, that she couldn't really monitor our heart's intent and whatnot like that anymore. I forget exactly how she worded it. In any case, I suspect that our final battle is going to be with Grandmother Raven herself, because the Oracle said that the spiral would end as it began, with a broken heart. And I think that, well, if we kill off Grandmother Raven's child, well, she's going to have a broken heart. So these things are all very possible. There's that's the thing about theory, is it's just a theory, and there's room and area for so much interpretation that it is just crazy. Alright guys, that is going to be it, I do believe. So tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts, give me your theories in the comments. That would be awesome. I'd really like to see that. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, a good hard smash, and as well subscribe and share. It's going to help me and the channel and the community out greatly. Until next time, this is Skelemystyk reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace! Hey, what's up? Here's Skelemystyk. Welcome back to part 16 of the Mirage test round walkthrough. In the last video, we went and got Pole and essentially helped him to become eligible to be Lord of this valley so that we could get our alliance, and so on and so on. Let me go ahead now and get back in there, and we will follow the action already in progress.